Median smoothing graphical method. Okay, we're going to start with 3 median smoothing. So our first 3 numbers are 1, 2, 3. And these are those data points, which I'm going to highlight here. Now, the middle of 3 is 2. So we're starting at 2. Again, it's lossy, so we've lost a point at the end there. And if we look at the values we've got here, we've got 150, 160, and 145. And the middle of those values, well, that is 150. So across from 150, but up from 2 is there. So for our next point, we're going to move along. So we don't care about this 150 point anymore. We're now including this point, and we are going to put a number on that, which I think is 185. And so we're looking at those 3 numbers now. What's the middle? It is 160. So up from 3 and across from 160 is there. So okay, and then we just keep moving. So we delete the 160, and then we're going to highlight our next point, which is here, and that value is 140, and so the middle is actually 145. So we've got to go up from 4 and look at 145, which is there. And we just keep going, but we've got to remember to also join them up. So we're starting to progress along. Now, as we get near the end here, you'll notice we say, okay, we've done with this point, so we don't need the 150, and we're going to highlight this last point. And you can see we've finished with the 3 points. So this tells us how we're going to be lossy. That last data point, when you run it across, looks like 155. And so then we put our last little red cross. It's going to be the same as this 180 over here. And then we can just join it all up. And you should have something that looks like that, but maybe a bit prettier if you've used a ruler and your computer screen isn't glitching, which is why mine is looking a bit messy. So we're going to do 5 mean smoothing, which means we're going to take the first 5 numbers, and the middle of that is 3. So we've lost 2 off the end this time. And so the numbers we're looking at are those first 5 numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you don't actually have to think about the numbers unless it asks you to do the numbers. You could just imagine like a horizontal line coming down, going down, no. Oh, wait, look, it's got 2 dots above it. So the next dot, the third dot, will be the one, which happens to be the 150 again. So it's going to be 3, 150, and you can put a dot there. And again, you're just moving along. So you just add a dot, which is here. And then you imagine you got this is definitely the highest one. And then this is the next highest one. And then the third highest one is going to be this 160. So I bring that across like so. And you're just constantly just looking like that and just what is going to be the third value in there. Because the third value is the middle. And we just keep going and going and going. I'll do some magic of editing. And as we can see, when we get near the end, we've got our last 5 highlighted. And the middle one vertically is going to be actually the end one there. So that goes there. And we stop because you can't, when I delete this one, I can't add another one. So I'm done. And that's how we know there are 2 there. And then you get a ruler and join them all up on your lovely glitching computer screen. And that should look prettier when you do it. Now we can then also do 7. And you might be thinking 7, that's a bit overkill, and probably is. But guess what? Most of the questions on past exams have been 7. So there would be your 4 would be the middle. You've lost a lot more, and you'd have to then consider 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I just like to think when I'm doing these going, well, that's the top one. 1, 2, and just coming down, that's 3. So the next highest one is actually is the 150. There you go, and so that's why it's at the 150 mark there. And I can just delete all my workings here and just keep moving along and getting the 7 smoothing. You might often only be asked to find 1 point, not do the whole graph or just complete a graph. And again, we're down to that last dot, and I've got 3 heights. I think it's actually going to be there. I'm just going to clean that up. And you can see it's quite smooth, the data. And so you can just join them up. Again, please use a ruler and come up with something neater, but it's smoother, but it's shorter. And that's the problem with smoothing. Now, this actual question was using 7 median smoothing centered on visitor day 4, so centered here. So you've got to have 3 to the right, 3 to the left. So it's going to be on this line, but we've got to look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if I'm going to use a different color here, that's the top one, and then that's the next highest one. That was the next highest one. And we did actually, as we did before, find that the 150, if you look at that, it just about cuts in half. So you've got the 3 above and the 3 below, and the 150 is just on the line, which is why I get 150 as the correct answer after scribbling over everything. 150 is just there. And just to show the point, this is below the line, that's below the line, and that's just below the line. So you can imagine some people might have got a bit messy and done 145. So here's one where they actually ask you to complete the graph on a past exam. So if you're looking at the 3 points, the middle one is going to be there. I might try that again when the screen's not glitching. That'll have to do. And then the next one, if you're looking at the next 3 points, it's going to be just there. And for the next 3 points, it's back up there. It's not, and you have to join them up, including to the ones that were started. And it does say to use little crosses everywhere. So you are actually asked to do this on exams.